chosen family. It's all about sharing a feast and cheers.
It's always been happy cause the children are dear.
It's all about peace every time of the year.
If only I could see your face again, not behind the screen at the other end.
If only we could party, kick back your boots, just let me.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together.
It's all about the family. It's all about TNC. What? It's all about the family. Don't fret, don't sweat. You know what it is, cause you know and I know we'll be together
We're
again.
going together to be together. It's Christmas time once again, and you know how we'll begin. Spread love and receive blessings from above.
If only I could see your face again, not behind the screen at the other end. If only we could party, kick back your boots, just let me.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together again.
Wishing Christmas time we'll be together again.
The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNCNow.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community that sees all things new. I'm Alpha Sanford, streaming live from Boston, Massachusetts. Good morning, good evening, mabuhay. You are watching Once a Teacher, Always a Teacher on the new channel, Season 1, Episode 8. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Once a Teacher, Always a Teacher. It's an honor to be with you this Saturday morning here in the East Coast. So In Manila, it's probably around, let's see, 10 p.m. there. I know it's an earlier time slot, and I need to make a little bit of a change. Thanks to our guest show, and thanks for you who are watching with us for still being with us despite the change in our schedule. You know why I am so excited today? I am so excited today because it's truly an honor and privilege. Really, it's a privilege to be able to chat with the president and the chief executive producer of the new channel. To all the parents and students out there, this holiday, I want you to please remember all your teachers and all the people who work in the schools. Whether in the public schools or in the private schools, you gotta remember your teachers, your principals, and all the staff members in your school. So do remember, get a gift for them and give them your love and your fullest support to all of them. This is Alpha Sanford from TNC Show, once a teacher, always a teacher, saying happy holidays to everybody. To all the parents and students out there, this holiday, I want you to please remember all your teachers and all the people who work in the schools. Whether in the public schools or in the private schools, you gotta remember your teachers, your principals, and all the staff members in your school. So do remember, get a gift for them and give them your love and your fullest support to all of them. This is Alpha Sanford from TNCNow, once a teacher, always a teacher, saying happy holidays to everybody. To all the parents and students out there, this holiday, I want you to please remember all your teachers and all the people who work in the schools. Whether in the public schools or in the private schools, you gotta remember your teachers, your principals, and all the staff members in your school. So do remember, get a gift for them and give them your love and your fullest support to all of them. This is Alpha Sanford from TNCNow, once a teacher, always a teacher, saying happy holidays to everybody. To all the parents and students out there, this holiday, I want you to please remember all your teachers and all the people who work in the schools. Whether in the public schools or in the private schools, you gotta remember your teachers, your principals, and all the staff members in your school. So do remember, get a gift for them and give them your love and your fullest support to all of them. This is Alpha Sanford from TNC Show, once a teacher, always a teacher, saying happy holidays to everybody. Thank you for waiting. Whew. That's been like about 30 minutes of trying to figure things out, but here we are. Thank you so much for staying with us. All right, let's get started right now. All right. So, for today's episode, I am really honored and so privileged to be able to have the president and the executive producer of the new channel, Apple Manansala and Esplana-Manansala. So she's going to be with us today because she and I are turning 40 very, very soon. And we realize it's really time for us to share some of quote unquote great lessons we've learned over the past 4 decades of our life. So, without further much ado, let me bring in Miss Apple Esplana Manansala. Come on in, Apple.
Hey Alpha, how are you?
I am good, Apple. Thank you for waiting. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm perfect. I'm perfect today. It's been a back-to-back guesting on different shows on TNC.
Uh-huh.
This is something that I've wanted to do as well, but of course we had to focus on a few things behind stream. So I'm just glad that finally I'm here in your show and I'm finally welcoming you officially on the new channel after what, 7 episodes?
Yes, eight. It's the eighth episode right now.
Yeah,
So, all right, Apple, are you ready to share some of our lessons that we've learned the last four
sure,
days?
sure, sure. Of
Okay,
course,
you
we
go first.
prepared for this.
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So, as Alpha said, we are here to present to you 40 lessons that we have learned um, before reaching the Fab 40. Okay. So I think the directors will flash them on screen or like they'll post them on the
Uh-huh.
comments. But good morning to everyone who's watching us in the US and good evening to everyone watching us here in the Philippines. The first in my list is wait, I'm waiting for the director to flash it, but let me just uh pull my notes. So there. It says hug number one. My first lesson is I don't know though if we're gonna finish this, but our first lesson is mine is hug your grandma. So mine, hug your grandma more than you can. You'll never know if it's going to be your last. I didn't get the chance to meet my grandpa on the father's side. That's why. But I have great memories with my other grandma, my mother's side. Since Andre, my son, came into my life, I see how much influence Andre's grandmoms, um, my husband's mother and my own mother, are on him. So he loves
Mhm.
them both so dearly. That's my first. How about yours? What's your first?
Mine, I was gonna comment, hug your grandma. It's not really hug your grandma on my end, but just want to comment in terms of that. It's actually my grandpa. One of my biggest regrets in life is really
Mhm.
not being able to go back to the Philippines when my grandfather died. We call him
Mhm.
Daddy, and the year that he died, actually, it was my first year here in the US. So as a new immigrant, I did not have enough money to be able to buy plane tickets to be able to go back home. So you're right, hug your grandparents, and I love it, hug your grandma. On my end, it's hug your grandpa. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my comment to what you shared. But on my list, Apple,
Mhm.
I look back in terms of education and grades. So on grades, my first lesson is do your best in school, but do not focus on grades alone. So it seems like you and I have some experiences similar to each other. I grew up being like the best, grew up always like the first honor, the valedictorian of the class. And then later on, I realized, really? grades is just an indicator of one thing. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, it's really about the skills, the experiences that you actually can get from school. So, students who are watching, please don't focus on grades. Focus on the experiences, the moments, the happiness, all of those things. And then just do your best in school. Learn and master the skills that you're getting from your teachers. That's my first one. All right, Apple, yours.
Agree. Agree. Agree.
Yes.
I have no comment, but just agree. Because
Yeah.
same with you. It's also part of my 40 lists actually, but yeah, I just totally agree.
Awesome. All right.
Next on my list,
Uh-huh.
next on my list, direct number two would be ayan. Mine is I tried to chronicle it from the time that I still remember when I was young, and I said angels do exist. My parents said when I was young, I do see angels and I call them Bam Bam. Now that I've grown up, I still see angels, but they're actually already living angels in my life.
I love it. My comment on that, Apple, is right up here. Like some of the rules that
Mhm.
we have in the households that I put together. I have a few things. Believe, stay positive, love with all your heart. What's that? Be good all the time, have faith in God, be happy. And then, third to the last is angels are everywhere.
Yeah,
Pray, aim high. You're right. They're everywhere, they do exist.
yeah.
So, thank you. All right.
Your
On
list?
my end, my second one is still on school. Again, we're teachers right here, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in school, embrace failure and explore many things. Most of the lessons I really learn in life, I actually learn it outside the four corners of the classroom. So go out, students, get out of the classroom. If you have some enrichment activities, extracurricular activities, take them all, explore all of them, because that's how you can get a lot of this multi-dimensional experiences that are a part of your life, right? It's
Agree.
not just school per se. There is more to school than the four corners, than the books, than the classmates that you have. It's really the experiences that you have outside of the classroom. All right.
All right. I don't have any comment on that because you are the expert in that. So I would rather just not comment. So my third on the list is spirits do exist too. Always pray for the souls around us. We do not see them, but we feel them and we coexist. When I was young, I saw this giant man, capre like,
Oh.
loitering spirit in my aunt's house. And that was the first and only time I remember that I didn't want to be alone in darkness.
Oh,
Yeah.
Apple. Anyway, I love your list. And this particular one, even though I'm laughing, I also believe in the metaphysical aspect of our life.
Mhm.
And true to what you say, I may not see them, but the energy sometimes, right? Like, ooh, yeah, something. And one of the things that I've learned, and I do at times, because I read and I use some feng shui every now and then, is
That's
oh
interesting.
oh yeah. So anyway, I burn some incense, and I burn incense inside the house on a regular basis, once a week at most. And
Mhm.
then outside also, just to honor the spirits and the lives that have been here with us
Mhm.
for generations and generations. So I love it. Okay, my third one, it's all about goals, on goals. All right. So write your goals. When I say write, get a pen and a journal and a paper, and I want you to write your goals, whatever it is, right? Because
Yeah.
they will all come true as long as, here's the caveat, as long as you are not overly obsessed with your goal or with your goals.
Mm-hmm.
Write them down. I'll give you an example. Um, when I was in 20s, actually right around 20 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I took a piece of paper, a leaf from a notebook, started writing down my top 100 goals. And
Mm-hmm.
then 10 years later, when we actually move from our place to another place, accidentally, I found that at least that was 10 years ago, sort of like a written piece of paper. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh, most of, if not all of the goals that I wrote on the piece of paper came true. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, Apple, I realized that if you actually dream bigger and you actually write those goals, that's my only regret. Right? You're going to have to just write it down, be big with your goals, and then take actions. And then it's going
Agree.
to come true, right? It's going to come true.
Agree. In fact, I share the same experience as you do, because I didn't write 100 goals, but I do remember writing important milestones, because I just want to make sure that every goal that I set is actually smart, right?
Uh-huh.
And so one time I was also like you, browsing through my old journals, because I collect small notebooks or journals which I bring around, and I write my goals or whatever it is that I draw or I write on the back pages of my journals. And I found this one time when I was younger, and I was like planning on which particular thing to buy for myself. So I was like weighing the pros and the cons of two items that I was choosing. And then very, a couple of years ago, so like probably 3 years ago or 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I think, I realized that I was using the same old journal, but I never really looked at the back. And then when I flipped on some pages at the back, I actually saw that list where I was writing the pros and the cons. If I buy this, or if I buy that, or if I get this, and if I get that. And then I realized that when I was writing that, I still didn't have the thing that I already have right now. So when I saw it, I showed it to my husband, and I actually told him that, hey, look, it even says there my dream something. And then, we already have it right now.
It's
So
amazing.
you're right. You're right. Write it down, because I feel like there's so much, you put it out there, you put it to the universe, and you pray for it. And of course, you couple that with hard work, and there's no goal that you wouldn't be able to achieve. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm going to
On
also
to my fourth.
okay. Can I just add real
Yeah,
quickly?
sure,
Um,
sure.
so people who are writing their goals, right?
Mhm.
Try to do like a three-column note and write your goals. Like, who do you want to be, and then what do you want to have, be, do, and have, and what do you want to do. So if you want to try to challenge yourself, especially in the coming new year, I would advise take three-column notes and then put be, do, have. Write 100 goals, 100 of your goals on those columns, and see where will it take you, right?
Wow,
Yeah,
that's wonderful. So you should take note of that and make sure that you do it.
that's right.
Right? Number four. My fourth on my list is be proud of being a Filipino.
Yay.
Yay! It's very, very timely today, because I think today Maria Ressa received her Nobel Peace Prize, and that's the first for our country. But my explanation to this is that be proud of being a Filipino. Ako ay Pilipino. the first poem that I memorized, which I recited in a competition in front of a crowd when I was in grade 2. That's my explanation, basically.
It's great. Yeah. Especially for me here, Apple, like being part of Filipino, I always say I'm a brown American
Mm-hmm.
because it is. I'm a brown American. I'm Filipino. Blood and skin, you see it all, right? And everybody should be proud of it. The heritage and the beautiful history that we have, the beautiful island that we have. So thank you. Thanks for sharing that. All right, mine on habits. Let me share with you my fourth one. So, on habits, read books, read different kinds of books, literature, poetry, futuristic books, biographies, right? Fill your house with books, and because you can never go wrong with that. In fact, just recently, we are having some conversations in terms of what's in our Amazon cart and what do we do? And
Mm-hmm.
we were laughing because some people would have their Amazon cart filled with stuff, but then my daughter commented, "But mommy, your Amazon cart is filled with books, like save for later books."
Books.
And it's true. We get a lot of things from reading books, and that's one of the things that I'd love to share to everybody because, your mind is just so expansive. And if you feed your mind with the right knowledge, it will take you to wherever you want to go. So, yeah, folks, especially, all right, one of the books that I recently read is really about the technologies of the future, and
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. And the book that I'm currently reading right now is The Raging 2020 by Alex Ross. It's really thinking outside the box of where we are and what 10 years or 5 years could look like from now. So, read a wide array of books. In fact, they say if you can actually read books away from your main industry, you will have more wisdom gathered from all the other industries that you are reading from. So you get to be more rounded, right? A well-rounded
Totally
individual.
agree.
Mhm.
Totally agree. And especially these days that technology is just easily accessible for everybody, especially our children. So we should limit their time on the gadget and give them more books. Let them write, not only read and write at the same time.
That's
So
right.
I just totally agree with that. And number 5 is very, very timely for you. Love your teacher
Yay!
and never forget them. I have a little, the way I wrote mine. I'm sure you've heard, you've read it already. But I was like, I like went back to as when I was young and up to now.
Uh-huh.
So I have a little story about that. When I was in grade 4, my teacher died because she was sick. I cannot forget her because during her wake, her family was looking for me because they said their mom always tell them or make them stories about me in class. I was also hospitalized for a month that year because I also got sick, but I finished the year topping my class. I also have the best tutor, which I'll always be grateful for. Ma'am Villanueva and Ma'am Esico. Imagine, alala ko pa.
Oh,
They were the best. I also remember Ma'am Elardo. She was my teacher in grade 5. She believed in me and she's always been proud of me. I also received the key of responsibility in her class, which means I topped her class as well. I have very good primary level teachers and I'll never forget them. I didn't for I'll never forget them because that was the I think that was the first time that I actually topped the class.
oh
So
wow,
it's
Apple.
very, very, very memorable for me. There.
Oh my gosh, really, that's amazing. Love your teachers. Yeah. I have a lot of great teachers, and you're making me think of one of the most instrumental people that I know who have helped me have this stage presence. And
Mm-hmm.
she's over 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Mrs. Galvan. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was little, my mom would take me to her house, and she would coach me like how to say things, have the stage presence. And I got a lot from her. And my sixth grade teacher, Miss Amelita Ibarra, and she still remains single up to this days. Probably
Wow,
she's in her, yes,
that's amazing.
probably she's in her 80s now. And I know that she watches the replays of our show. So,
Wow,
Mom,
hello, ma'am. Thank you for
yes,
doing that.
imagine that. So, Mom Ami Ibarra, thank you. Thank you, Apple, for reminding us to love our teachers. And to you, Mom Ibarra, I want you to know that because of all the things that you taught me, I'm able to have some presence whenever I am on stage. So thank you.
All
All
right.
right. My fifth one naman is it's on happiness. All right. So people are always thinking about, oh, I want to be happy. What's happiness? People are trying to seek happiness. And I went through that stage as well. Like, am I happy? What's happiness for me? So, at the end of the day, it's really about defining what's happiness for you. And if you want to break it down to the simplest thing of being happy, what
Mm-hmm.
is a good day for you? And then have a rating scale of your progress as a human being on a daily basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Apple, I'm just going to share to you and our viewers what to me is a good day. So, for me, a good day for me is when I'm able to take some time, whatever, how many minutes is that, to do meditation or a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm able to do some walking and some yoga, that's a good day for me. If I do that, I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, wow, I am progressing as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me is a good day. And I feel happy when I do those things. So yeah, that's
I
my
think for me, if you're gonna ask me what's a good day for me,
fifth.
when I am not, when I do not have to check on my work. I mean, I'm not saying that work doesn't make me happy, but
Mhm.
when it's a day when I do not have to check on work, means everyone is actually doing their job well. So that's actually a good day for me at work. But if it's going to be like a good day bit for on on a personal note, that would be any day when I'm far away from our comfort zone and I'm with Erwin and Andre. Like when we're traveling, it's always every day a good day because that's where I'm able to measure our capacity to, to adjust to that place. And normally when we travel, we really do travel light. Like
Mhm.
it's really a time when you feel like you're so far away from places, and that's when you really appreciate your family, like especially me for Erwin and Andre, because you know we would go to parks or like to some areas where we don't know anyone, and that's when you'll realize that home is home is where these guys will be together with me, and
Mm.
anywhere that would be the best place where I will be happy. And I've seen myself just looking at the two of them eating ice cream, or like sitting down, or like walking hand in hand, in a park or like in any place where we are, and I was just staring at the both of them, and I feel like this is the happiest time of my life every time. Every time that happens. So just imagine that.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
six to my list would be some good things never last. It's like a song.
Oh
So
yeah.
why so? Some good things never last. At an early age of 11, I lost one of the best people in my life. My younger sister died. I almost lost it also then because I still didn't fully understand what was happening. I felt that I was partly responsible for the loss of my sister because I said I didn't fully understand what was going on. That
Mm-hmm.
was my first heartbreak.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, Apple. Yeah, it's yeah, some good things never last because there are things that come to an end, and those things they're sorrowful, and I can only imagine. I will never understand what you went through, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a great lesson. Thank you for sharing. So, Apple, I think we may need to have like part two or part three of this conversation. So,
Yeah, but well, what we're gonna probably put is, we're gonna treat all of the people who watched us tonight or who waited for this episode tonight with the complete list. We're still gonna put that list on the stream. We're gonna comment that list on the stream. And Alpha, I don't know if you're game, but I just thought while you were discussing some of your list earlier, I was thinking that maybe before I turn 40 on the on January of 2020, maybe what I'll do is I'll put up 40 women, 40 fab women who will share with me their 40 great lessons as well. So
awesome.
we already have two lists because your list and my list. And who knows, maybe we can put that into a book, right?
Let's do that, Apple. I love it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably talk to some friends who could come up with their own 40 lists. I have a few names in mind. I just have to double check if they're still 40 by the time that I turn 40 and then let's see if I can rush it. But thank you so much, Alpha, for having me on your show. Thank you so much. I know you had the technical glitch earlier.
Mhm.
These things really happen, especially during live. But thank you so much for doing what you do on the new channel. Thank you for trusting me. Big shout out to Jeff Kua for introducing you to me. And yeah, I can only thank you for trusting and allowing yourself to be part of the new channel. I look forward to many more content from you and from the other great people that you have guested on the show and the ones that you will still be inviting. And really, really just thank you because what you're doing is really, you know, not a lot of teachers are actually like you and face the camera and confidently talk to people while on stream. Some of them would prefer to be just in the classroom, but what you're doing is representing the modern teachers, and you guys have to be celebrated. I don't
Mhm.
think there will ever be someone you know um, who would be successful in anything that you're doing like myself if not for the generous teachers that we have or that I had when I was young and up to when we were in college. So I really have great, great teachers. And yeah, and anything that you wanna say to the audience, maybe excite them more because I understand that you're gonna be on Christmas and birthday leave this month and you're gonna be back in January.
Yes. So, to all our viewers, well, first and foremost, Apple, thank you so much for your generosity and for this platform that we have through TNC. I can't believe this is my eighth episode already, and much gratitude to you, to the directors, and to all the cameramans out there. Imagine midnight in the Philippines, you're still helping me out. So, anyway, I look forward to the new year, 2022, and I look forward to bringing in on guests. And I envision to be bringing specific topics that will enrich the lives of our teachers, especially on educational equity, diversity, special education, and really all around instructional practices that's really going to elevate the thinking and the pedagogy of our teachers around the world. And we've got a few wonderful folks who will be with us in January. But Apple, I am very thankful that you guessed it today. We're gonna have to complete our 40 lessons. So let's think
I
about
think,
completing it and sharing it for another, show like this, right?
yeah, I was thinking of the same because I said we're gonna post it there. So maybe you're right. Let's not post it.
Yeah.
Like let's excite them because
Mhm.
we would probably have something in January where we will invite people who will share
Mhm.
their own list to you. So yeah, let's do that. That's a great concept. Thank you for doing that and with me, and for giving me that, for igniting that thought, um Alpha. And I don't think you have ever told these people who are watching us, or at least the ones who've actually seen you on the new channel for the first time, what you really actually do,
Yeah.
wherever you are in the world. Because I think what you really do is that, like any other powerful and women leader, you're actually raising the flag of the Philippines there in
Mhm.
Boston. So congratulations and thank you for doing what you do, like what I said earlier.
Thank you, Apple. So I guess with that said, we're going to end our quick show today with those 10 lessons. At least you got through 5 of your list. I got through
Mhm.
5 of my list. We've got
Mhm.
35 more to share. So it's pretty good. And yeah, let's end this show with a heart full of gratitude. And as the coming holidays are getting nearer, fill our hearts with lots of hopes,
Mhm.
love, compassion, and of course, the gift of sharing and giving. So, everybody, if any of the lessons that you heard between me and Apple today touch your heart for just a bit, I'd love for you to share them to at least 3 of your friends who are watching and tag them. Because it's so important that as we continue to grow and evolve as human beings and as women of color, as Filipino Americans, it's great to always continue to share your knowledge, continue your experiences, and
Mhm.
really show to the world who you're going to be. And if through your journey of you're going to be is really tagging and sharing what you've learned, do it. So, with that, maraming salamat. Dakkel nga salamat ti amin, Apo, Ilocano ak. We just realized that Apple and I grew up in the
Nako,
same province.
challenge tuloy ako. Dapat kapangpangan ako. Maayo pa bengi kekongan. Nako po.
Oh,
I hope I
naku!
got it right. Maya pa bengi kekongan. I hope I'm right. But
Okay, okay.
anyway, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat, lalo na po sa aming mga kabalen sa Tarlac, because Alpha is from Kamiling, I'm from Tarlac City, San Miguel. So, magandang gabi again. Thank you, Alpha, for having me on your show, and good luck. I hope you will be able to enjoy the rest of the season of Once a Teacher, Always a Teacher.
Awesome. Thank you, Apple. And to all of you,
Bye!
thank you so much. See you next year. Bye, everybody.